Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I have told you guys how I cleared this examination is in 900 in 2 weeks, and I have told you what I studied for this examination, and even I described what are the syllabus for this examination, what are the concepts on which the Microsoft test you to know whether you have knowledge of Azure fundamentals or not. So let's going forward to the model or the syllabus. The first topic, which is describe cloud concepts. So it consists of 20 to 25% weightage of the whole examination. In this, the target of this video is to give you guys the understanding of the different benefits of cloud computing like high availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, and disaster recovery, identify difference between capital expenditure and operational expenditure, and describe consumption-based model. So let's get started. So what is first question? Let's discuss what is a cloud provider do. So basically the cloud provider is responsible for the physical hardware required to execute your work and for keeping it up to date. So let's take an example of the time when the cloud was not in the market. You have to manage your own data center or own server by your own. So at that point of time, it was very hard for even a well-established company or it's first for the startup company to create, to purchase its own hardware, to maintain its own security, maintain its own cooling devices and all the things in their own physical data center. So as a result of which some startup may not even was able to get its input from the business. So that was the reason for them, most of them, to get closed, most of the startup. So at that point of time, the cloud survivors, the cloud service providers came into the market and they offered, hey, don't worry about the cost of your physical servers, your physical machines. We will provide all these things and you just have to pay for us for the use monthly. So this was the revolutionary moment in the industry of IT in which the cloud overtake the market. So now it's one of the latest or the most advanced technology which we have, and with day going forward, it's going to keep increasing. So what are the service offered by cloud providers are basically compute power storage like virtual machine, container, serverless computing. We will discuss this thing in the coming videos, but for this videos, the main target was the benefit of cloud computing. So main of the one of the most important benefit of the cloud computing is highly availability. It's highly available. So suppose you have your own data center, no cloud, your own data center, you are responsible for all the management of your own data center, and at that point of time your server went down. So suppose your server went down for 1 hour. So for that 1 hour, the anyone who is trying to access your website are not able to access your website, and it's a huge loss for a company if you have subscriber in millions or billions. So at that point of time, the cloud provides a service known as high availability, in which they will they will replicate your data into multiple data centers. So if one data center or a server went down, it automatically backed up by another data center. So in that process, the at whole time the server will be keep up and running. Scalability. Now the another benefit of cloud computing is scalable. It's further divided into two types, which is vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. If you're talking about vertical scaling, it's basically means scaling up. It means adding resources to increase the power of your existing server. So suppose you are having a server and the power which is has right now is not up to the mark for your need, so it will automatically scale the additional resources to that server so that it can meet up to the need. And next we have horizontal scaling, which is also known as scaling out. It is the process of adding more servers that function together as a one unit. For example, you have more than one server processing incoming request. So that's the scalability. Elasticity serves the same purpose, in which it will automatically scale up or scale down the need of your scale up or scale down the resources according to the need of the time or the business. Next, we have agility. In my previous video, I have shown you guys in the Azure Labs that how easy it is to create a resource group or a virtual machine or web app in a fraction of seconds. So that's agility. It's providing the service fast. Next, we have disaster recovery. So suppose you have your own data center not hosted in cloud. So in your area there is an earthquake or volcano eruption, and it affected your data center and it went down and it get destroyed. So the whole data and whole resources which was present in the data center will be lost forever. There is no backup because you have using your own on premises. But with Azure, Microsoft provides you an option for replicate your data into multiple regions. So if one region is got affected by natural calamity or even by a war, then your data will not be affected because it's geo-redundant. And next, we have the differences between capital expenditure and operational expenditure. And before going to that, let me give you some more benefits of cloud computing, like it's reliable, fault tolerance. It's fault tolerance. What is fault tolerance? So it's same thing because as refers to ability of a system to continuous operating without interruption when one or more its component fail. So that's the meaning of fault tolerance. It's global, it's secure. And now the next topic is identify the differences between capital expenditure and operational expenditure, in which let's start with capital expenditure. So basically capital expenditure is the spending money on physical infrastructure of upfront cost and then reducing the expenses from your tax bill over the time. So why CapEx is important and who should use CapEx? So suppose if you're having a fixed budget, then it's good to use capital expenditure because you cannot go beyond that fixed amount. And what are the CapEx computing costs? If you'll ask me, basically it's the server cost in your data center, storage cost, network cost, technical personnel cost, data center infrastructure cost. These are the various costs which comes under capital expenditure. And if you're talking about operational expenditure, so operational expenditure is spending money on service or product now and being billed from them now only. So the example of operational expenditure is like leasing software and customized feature, billing at the user, scaling charge based on users and demand instead of fixed hardware or capacity. So these are the main differences and uses between the capital expenditure and operational expenditure. And next we have the consumption based model. So what is consumption based model? It's basically the how you have to pay only for that much amount of resource or that much amount of time at which you're using the server. So that is consumption based model. Pay only for your uses, not for all the time. So that was it for this video. In this video, we discussed, described core clouds, identify the benefit and consideration of using cloud services. Give it a like, guys, and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to check my other playlist in which I have discussed how to create high availability, scalability, disaster recovery, virtual machine, web app, and resource group into the Azure portal. So that was it for this video. Thank you.